Hi, it's John Vance. I'm here at Peoria Nissan, and I'm stuck on the roof here at Peoria Nissan on 9151 West Bell Road in Peoria. To support the Nissan National 10 event, sorry about that, and like the deals downstairs, it's getting plenty hot up here too, isn't it, Tony?
It is getting very hot.
It's getting plenty hot. So joining me now is Tony Bowers, and she's with the Sun Valley Animal Shelter, and we're going to sit down and have a conversation,
right.
Tony, about pets, right, and the extreme summer conditions that we have, and a little bit about our featured guest that we have here today, Helen. So,
yep, this is Helen, and Helen's up for adoption at the Sun Valley Animal Shelter. But right, we get worried about the heat, and unfortunately, animals don't necessarily have all the options that we do. So they need our help terribly, and of course we have a lot of visitors that come in from out of state. And they need to be reminded too that our heat out here is extreme. And for animals, their time frame is much shorter than people.
Sure.
With the heat.
What are some of the good things we can do to protect them?
Well, hopefully you won't put your animals outside, but I know that there are times when they need to be outside and when you're not at home possibly. Hopefully you're going to have a lot of shade and a lot of water out there for them. And actually at the animal shelter, we've used, you know, those plastic formed play pools,
yeah,
the little swimming pools.
Just like that one right there, see?
Yeah, like your bathtub.
Like, exactly.
Exactly, that's it. We actually use those, and a lot of the dogs like to just go jump in them and everything. If you can get one of those and put it in your backyard for your pets, they probably will love it. So you've got to protect them though, and keep them in as much as possible. They don't have enough sense always to get out of the sun, and sometimes they can't find enough places to find enough shade.
You know, I see this real often, and I think it's a danger, right? I see people leaving a pet in a vehicle, you know, even if it's just for a few minutes, right?
Right.
You know, they think they're at the convenience store, they're going to stop, they're going to run in, and they leave the pet in the car, and most of the time, of course, the car isn't running.
And it is like an oven. And you can test that out by actually going ahead and get into your vehicle and close the windows, close the doors, and you will see how fast it gets hot. It's seconds. And then just see how long you can stand it.
And I mean, I would assume an animal, be it a cat or a dog, right?
Right.
Could develop heat stroke in that situation, I mean, and really put themselves in a crisis situation.
Absolutely, and they can die. I mean, they really can actually cook in the car. And I know your cars have lots of room in them because those are nice big Nissans out there.
They do.
But seriously, if you can avoid taking your pet anywhere or leaving them in the car, certainly don't do it in the summertime in Phoenix. Not out here.
Yeah, it's probably not the
and another thing too, that we see a lot of people, of course, walk their dogs. And that's wonderful. But once the heat hits, we'd like you to think about maybe moving your walking time earlier, because you can just absolutely put your hand down on the concrete or the pavement, take the back of your hand and lay it down on the concrete and see how hot it really is. These little guys, their feet burn and you don't realize it. And just simply taking your dog out of a car and trying to go into, like we were just at the groomers, and if you set your dog on the concrete, their feet will burn. Right. It's amazing how fast it happens. Try to carry your dogs as much as possible if you have to do that, or walk them early in the morning.
I see that you brought Helen, and I've already had the pleasure to meet Helen, and Helen's in search of a home, correct?
Right.
Tell us a little bit about Helen.
She's 4 years old, and she was on the streets. A young man found her, and he couldn't keep her, but he brought her into us. So she was just, oh my goodness, she must have been on the street for quite a while. She was, her hair was long and ragged and scraggly. So we cleaned her up. She went to the groomers. Then we give them their shots, and they get a microchip. And then we had her spayed. And then we started noticing that she unfortunately began to walk into walls and kennel gates. And when we took her to the vet, we found out that Helen actually has retinal degeneration. She does have a little bit of sight. She can detect light and dark, and and she can detect if you move fast, and her nose is very good. She picks up on a lot of dogs right away.
Other senses, right?
Very much so.
You bet.
So, unfortunately, she will probably in time lose her sight, but she's done wonderful. We've been fostering her, and in just a week she uses our dog door. She follows our other dogs around, and she's got the layout of her house really well. So,
somebody wanted to adopt a dog like Helen. How do they do it?
they come to our shelter.
Which is located?
At, we're your neighbor.
Well, I know you are, but I mean, just so you can get your address on for folks that are
we're
watching.
in the Glendale Air Park, right next to the vehicle emissions testing plant, and it's on 110th Avenue between Glendale Avenue and Northern.
Great.
Yes, and we would like you to come in and take a look at her or any of our fine dogs, cats. You can look around, pick out an animal, and then we have you fill out an application form and go through that with an adoption counselor. And if it looks like it's going to be a good match, then we take the animals out and you do a meet and greet, and she's ready to go.
Well, Tony, thanks so much for spending some
Thank
time,
you.
and thanks for bringing Helen. It was really a
Thank
pleasure to
you.
meet you, and guess what? It's a great cause, and I highly encourage everybody to go down and look at all the great animals, right, that are
Thank
available
you.
for adoption at the Sun Valley Animal Shelter. So I'm John Vance again. I'm stuck on the roof of Peoria Nissan. Visit us live for our live 24/7 feed at stuckontheroof.com, and also for our daily specials and our daily service specials as well. So again, Tony, thanks so much for
Thank
joining
you.
us. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.